Hi everyone, got a flashlight review for you. What you're looking at here is the M20 Warrior Premium from Olight. Thank you so much to the folks at gadzooks.com for hosting this review. Basically, I'm just going to jump around at the different options and accessories that are available for this flashlight. It's mostly marketed towards tactical environments, so if you're in the military or if you're in law enforcement. However, after you see how durable and functional this light is, you'll see that it's perfect for civilians as well. I guess I'll start off with the lanyard. You get this nice nylon lanyard with a quick attach ring, and the quick attach ring can actually attach to the D-ring at the back of this holster, like so. Move that out of the way. In addition to that, the flashlight itself runs off of two CR123A batteries, and you get one battery magazine. And basically the magazine just holds these two batteries inside, like so. And by putting them inside the battery magazine, you only have to worry about one piece instead of two smaller pieces. So that's nice. And another advantage about having the battery magazine is when you put the entire magazine inside the flashlight, this extra spacer keeps the little batteries from rattling around inside, so that's nice. Going on to the holster, see it's pretty heavy duty, made out of thick nylon, and in addition to the D-ring for hanging off of stuff, it comes with a Velcro attachment. So if you have a belt, you can just have your belt going along here and then just fasten this loop on the back, and voila, you can hang the flashlight and this holster off of your belt. It has a Velcro attachment lid. You can stick your flashlight through here, like so. And in addition to that, on either side you'll notice there are two elastic pockets that can hold extra battery magazines. So you get one battery magazine with the kit, so you could have one riding inside of the flashlight itself, and then I would probably buy two others separately and have them riding on either side of the holster. So that way, even if your main battery runs out inside the flashlight, you'll always have two backups just in case. And let me just slide this guy in, and if you'll notice, there are O-rings wherever I screw in the light, which makes this light waterproof as well as shockproof. The body itself is made out of hard anodized aluminum, and it's supposed to be impact resistant as well as scratch proof. And while we're on the subject, here's the box that it comes in. And looking at the operator's manual, I was really impressed to look at the specs of this light. See if I can get that to focus here. And don't worry, I'll also retype this stuff up on the detail section of this review. If you'll look at the run times, it's incredible. On the low setting, it's supposed to get 150 hours. On the medium setting, you're supposed to get 12 hours. And on the highest setting, which is 250 lumens, that's bright. That's like blindingly bright. You get 4 hours. Now that's incredible. When you compare it to any other flashlight, most flashlights on their highest setting will list 1, maybe 2 hours. Now granted, most lights overestimate their run times, but even if you had half this at 2 hours, this would make this light competitive with most other tactical flashlights that are out there. It's pretty solid in construction. I really like the feel of this, and I like the check ring that they put here on the side of the body. It makes it easy to get a good grip on it. Doesn't feel like it's going to slip at us whatsoever. And the machining is excellent. No extra little like marks on the or extra material hanging off that you find in cheaper flashlights. They did a really good job here with the fit and finish of the light itself. Any scratches that you might see on this is from me like playing around with it over the last couple of days, dropping it and just putting it through its paces just to see if it's worth all the hype. Some further accessories you get here are an optional clip in case you don't want to use the holster and you just want to hang the light directly. Now I'll add this later because you have to unscrew the tail cap to add this, and then I'll talk about this in a second. Another thing that you'll notice is this light runs off of a pressure switch in the back, and the cool thing about that is instead of having a switch here is you can only hold it in a fist hold and use your thumb to activate it. Now for people who are running tactical with this flashlight, by having a pressure switch at the butt of the flashlight, you can use it in what's called the Harry's technique, which is where I have my support hand holding the flashlight like so, and then I have my gun hand, and this is a training gun, riding over it like so. Let's see if I can fit this all into frame. Now if you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, you'll probably see this technique being used all the time. The operation of the light is pretty simple. By turning it on, all I do is twist it one way, then twist it back to change the mode. So let's see if I get this over here. Here you have it on strobe, and then I'll twist it over and back and you'll get low. Twist it over and back and you'll get medium. Over and back you'll get high, and then over and back you get strobe again. And the cool thing about that is when you turn it off and turn it back on, it'll remember what the previous setting was, which is great. A few other options that you get here is you get this nice little plastic baggie with some extra O-rings that can be used to replace the O-rings that you use up, and there's an extra rubber pressure switch that you can use to replace this. And I thought it was just a clear thing, but then it got dark, and then I realized that this little rubber pressure switch is also glow in the dark. So the cool thing is, if you drop this flashlight, not only will you be able to find it, but it'll tell you where you'll be able to press on it. So that's a nice little feature, and I'm going to save this for later, so it's great to have. Another option yet, like I mentioned before, is this tactical ring, which replaces this plain ring at the base of the flashlight. It allows you to hold it in what's called the cigar technique, also known as the Rogers technique, like so. So basically I use my middle and forefinger to hold the light, and it gets a nice purchase on this projection right here. Now, the neat thing about this is when you use Rogers technique for holding a tactical flashlight is you hold it with just these two fingers, so you can use these support fingers on your hand to still grip with your pistol. So I have both my thumbs facing forward, and to activate it, basically I press the palm of my hand into the pressure switch like so in order to activate it, so I can have both arms facing forward. So if you're shooting isosceles technique, you can do it that way. Oh, and another thing I mentioned is if you don't press the light all the way in to hear the click, and you just put a little bit of pressure, you have an instant on and off switch that you can just press in and just let go in order to turn the light off. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this guy into my backyard and show you what it looks like at night and how the light signature looks in total darkness. Alright guys, so we're in my backyard right now, and this is on the low setting, and I'm actually shining it on the back tree of my yard. It's about, say, about 45-50 feet away. I'll give you precise measurements when daylight comes around. I'll just bring a tape measure, but this is off, so as you can see it's completely dark. I put it on low. It's a really low setting, so it's pretty good if you're just pointing at the ground and you just need it for close-in objects. Wouldn't really use it for past, say, about 20 feet. So you can see here, you've got the grass right here. These are the steps in my backyard. And then if I twist it over, you see a significant difference right here with the medium. The medium shines really well. At about 50 feet, you can see this back tree, and even then, in addition to the main cone of light, you have this aurora around it, and that stretches about, let's say about, you got a good 30 feet circle, in addition to the main light in the middle. And that's just the middle setting. Let me just turn it on to high. This is high. You can see how bright this thing is. I mean, this is blinding. And you can get the high setting according to the manual for up to 4 hours, so that's incredible. So now let me just show you what the strobe looks like. Give you guys a headache. And that's about it. So once again, let me just show you again. Low, good for things up close. Medium, good if you want good performance, but at the same time you want an extended battery life. I usually run most of my lights on medium just because it's a good compromise between the two. High if you really want to be a jerk and blind somebody, and then strobe in case you need to get somebody's attention. So that's about it. Go back inside and I'll talk about some more of the features of the light. Hi guys, wanted to show you another option available for the M20 from Olight. This is sold separately, but I just thought you'd be interested to know. They offer an offset weapon mount which fits any 1913 Picatinny size rail, and as you can see I have it mounted here, and I got the Olight right there. Now this is not a replica, this is an actual firearm, so we're going to do a safety check. As you can see there is no magazine in the mag well, and then I'm going to lock back the charging handle here. And then I'm going to do a visual and tactile inspection of the chamber to make sure that it is empty. And even though it is empty, we're going to treat it like it's loaded at all times. And so I have safe backstops here and here. I'm on the first floor. So if I have an accidental discharge, I'm either going to lose a couple books off my bookshelves, or I'm going to lose my deposit, so don't worry about that. And I'll try to maintain muzzle discipline. But anyways, back to the light. As you can see, it's mounted securely. I've actually dropped this rifle, and it's done nothing to loosen the mount or the light onto the mount itself. Now as I turn it over here, As I'm holding onto the forend of the rifle, you can see that it's out of the way, and I don't have to break my grip because it is offset. All I got to do to activate the light is lift my thumb up, and I can push the light and turn it on and off. So it's a nice option to have, and if you have a rifle with a Picatinny rail and you want to use this light, I highly recommend this mount. So it's another great little option available from Olight. Hey, how's it going, guys? Wanted to show you another option that's offered separately from Olight is a pressure switch. All you do is you replace the standard push button switch here with this tail cap, and then you have a line which I've looped underneath the rail of the rifle, and as I turn it over, it leads this small little base plate right here. Now I've used clear tape to attach it to the rail just so you can see what it looks like. However, I do not recommend using the clear tape. This is for demonstration purposes only. You'd want to use something like electrical tape or speed tape in order to secure it. Now as I'm holding the forend, it's out of the way, and then if I want to activate the light on my rifle, I just reach up and apply a little bit of pressure, and it turns on the light. So that just gives you another option of a way to mount the light onto your rifle. So that pretty much concludes my review of the Olight M20 Warrior. If you guys like what you see, contact the folks at gadzooks.com and they'll be able to get you one for your own collection. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.